1, 2, 3. To sync up audio. But we're recording at the same time, so it's okay.
More like stink up audio.
All right. Hello and welcome to Way Back There, a podcast that talks about the ins and outs and the in-betweens of everybody's favorite baseball organization, the Baltimore Orioles. I am Vince Sandroni.
I'm Connor Mulville.
And it's been a little while since we've done one of these.
It's been too long.
It has been too long. It's been a long 2 weeks of baseball.
Yeah.
It's been a roller coaster. But first real live video podcast, too.
We're number one.
He was number one. Schmitty Werben, Yegerman Jansen.
Mm-hmm. His name was my name, too.
So what we're going to try to do here is we haven't talked about the Orioles since May 10th, the Royal Series.
Oh,
so
boy.
May 7th, 8th, 9th was the last time that we talked about them. So we're going to start at May 10th. We have the Cardinals and the Tigers that we're just going to kind of blow through since it's old news at this point. And then we got the Yankees and the Rays. That just ended today.
Yeah.
Fun one. So
the game was 9 hours long.
Oh my God! I think it was the longest game I've ever watched.
First inning took a half hour.
It was the first half of an inning took a half hour. So, Connor, you're going to talk to us a little bit about this Cardinals series here.
All right, St. Louis Cardinals. This is the first time that the Orioles have played in St. Louis in 19 years.
That's insane.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe some holdover grudge about the St. Louis Browns thing.
It might be. It sounds like something Baltimore
Weird
would
timing. Many years later.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this actually wound up being a huge series win against a pretty good Cardinals team.
Yeah.
At this point, the Orioles, at the end of the series, were within 4 games of 500, then began the snide. But all that being said, the actual series, Game 1, the Orioles took it 5-3. This was Kyle Bradish's first appearance, right?
Second appearance.
Yeah. Never mind. But this was his first major league win.
Yeah,
You're right.
It was a big win.
Big win. So he goes 7 full, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and
11.
11 strikeouts.
11 Ks.
What was really cool was just about every strikeout was on a well-placed fastball.
Yeah.
Either dotting it on the outside corner, had a couple high fastballs, which I get a boner for.
Yes.
And had a really good-looking slider.
Yeah.
And the slider, it's got like weird movement for a slider because it's not one of those frisbee sliders.
Mm-hmm.
It almost acts like a curveball.
Yeah.
A lot of vertical movement.
Yes.
But it's going 88 miles an hour.
Right.
So, he's got the stuff, man. I'm really excited for Bradish.
Yeah, a theme that we see with Bradish from his first start and even all the way through this most recent series is, he's clearly got the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of struggling with command here and there.
Yeah.
Not in that game. He was unstoppable. To go 7 innings in today's baseball as a rookie, to go 7 innings.
He went. Did he go 6 full or 7 full in his first start?
I think he went 6 full in his first
I
start.
think he's. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this. I think he's gone at least 6 in every start he's made.
I think you're right. I think you might be right. Yeah, and then I can't remember the last time the Orioles had like one of these big strikeout pitchers. One of these like really big, like you can bank on getting like 6, 7 strikeouts a start. And, like, despite how many runs he may give up, which it seems a lot of them come via the long ball, which for a fastball pitcher like him isn't totally, like...
And for a young pitcher,
yeah,
he gets rattled sort of easily, but being a young pitcher, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to make mistakes. You're going to leave fastballs over the plate.
Right.
But it was working in Game 1. But Game 2... Not a whole lot to say about Game 2.
No.
The Orioles take a 10-1 loss. They only managed 5 hits against Miles Mikolas. He went 7 full, surrendered only 1 earned run. Again, not much to say.
No, bad start for all one word, Spencer with an S.
Spencer with an S.
7 earned runs.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
That poor bastard.
And then Game 2. The Orioles take it 3-2.
Game
Home
three.
runs. Yeah. I said 3-2. I said game 3.
Oh.
Orioles take it
I see.
3-2.
God bless me.
Dude, if we're going to do this,
Yeah.
you're going to have to settle down.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I've never had.
All right, so
Okay.
game 3, the Orioles take it 3-2. The rubber match here, home runs by Jorge Mateo, Anthony Bemboom, also rest in peace.
Yeah.
But you know what? You sacrificed for the greater good.
That's right.
Wound up being a bullpen day. Baker started, followed by Keegan Aiken, Brandon Tate, Joey Crable, and then finished off by Mr. Bautista there. Aiken winds up with the win. Bautista gets another save. And the Orioles, man, this riding high,
Yeah.
taking 2 of 3 against a good St. Louis team.
Yeah, especially in that game because Mountcastle was already out at that point with an
Mhm.
injury. And Hayes ended up getting knocked out of that game, too, with a nasty hand injury. He got cleated on the
Right.
hand
Right.
and had to get stitches in his hand.
And then that motherfucker came back out.
Yeah.
And he played an inning.
Yeah, he did. And and Brandon Hyde was like, okay. like you proved
okay,
your point.
dude. Yeah.
Because
Chill.
we know Hayes, like, I just want to play baseball. So
You called that, by the way. I'm a gamer.
I just want to play
That's
ball.
all I want to do.
I just want to play ball. Yeah, so that kind of spells how the Detroit series goes for us. That those 2 big injuries, and then it eventually came to 3 because Mateo got injured as well and was sidelined for almost a week. And yeah, well, let's hop into this Tigers series because you pretty much said everything I had.
Can we hop
Had
in
to
and then
say.
hop right out of it?
Hop right the fuck out. But yeah, my Cardinals series was just scrappy team wins. Loved that against a good ball club. That was like I think 7 at that point. I think it was 6 or 7 series in a row that we didn't lose. I think we went 4 or like 5-0, and then split the 1 against the Twins. So we were riding high, pushing 500. It was going to be great. And then the Tigers came around. Oh, they're one of the worst teams in baseball. What's the worst that could happen? Well, we could get swept by them, and we could get swept in the worst fucking fashion.
And what do we call those kinds of series
Oh,
around
it
here?
was a roughie. It was a roughie indeed. And, you know, the Tigers, I think we're kind of banking on being a better team than they are right now this
Definitely.
year. They had, you know, they made some splash signings, Javi Baez being one of them, and some good rookies coming up, like Spencer Torkelson coming up and doing his thing. And it just isn't coming together right now.
Well, one of the standout performers from last year for them was rookie Akil Baddoo.
Mm-hmm.
And he just got sent down. I think it's kind of indicative of what's going on there.
Yeah, I think they just
Baez has not played well.
no. He like
Which you know what, I think anybody could call. He was always a streaky hitter, kind of all or nothing.
yeah,
You know, that sort of thing.
like solid fielder, like one
Mhm.
of the better fielders. But yeah, take him or leave him at the plate, kind of. So the first game, Orioles are going up. Jordan Lyles, my man, I love. He had a kind of a tough game for game 1. He gave up 4 runs, but going up against Rodriguez for the Tigers, we end up losing 4-2 on this one off of some. I mean, I'll say it later, but I'll say it now too. I guess Miguel Cabrera is still a good baseball player.
But you knew it was going to happen.
You called it the last time we recorded.
Stop
is that
pointing your
Miguel-
finger in my face.
Well, now everybody
You
can
fucking called it.
Well, no, it was like you're just like no. We were talking about the Angels series because Mike Trout had a hell of a series against us, and you're
And
like
he's going to kill us.
every single time you see Mike Trout at the plate against the Warriors, you're like he's gonna fuck us. And then the next person you said, Miguel Cabrera, he's gonna fuck us.
And fuck us, he did.
He fucked the shit out of us, and yeah, it was just.
And it kind of felt good.
And I mean, I don't mind. He's in the tail end of his career. He deserves to get all the
Yeah.
stats, I suppose. But yeah, that first game, that was the most offense we showed. We lost 2-4. We got 8 hits. We actually out-hit the Tigers. Common occurrence for the
Yep.
Orioles to out-hit the team and still lose. That's been going on since I can remember.
Mhm.
The amount of times that we lost like 6-1.
Immemorial.
Yeah. So that first game 4-2, and then the second game was
Make that sound again.
it just fucking sucked. And the second game was even worse. They held us to 4 hits. The Detroit Tigers of Detroit held us to 4 hits
Who was the
and shut us out.
Who was the pitcher in that game? Because I think
it was Pineda.
Oh, Big Mike.
Yeah,
Because
they did a kind of a bullpen day with that. Yeah, but yeah, they gave up 4 total hits, and
because I think the Tigers had another guy, either Game 3 or Game 4, who came out and just dominated. He was like one of their younger pitchers.
Yeah, that was Game 3 where we lost 5-1. Spoiler alert. But yeah, Game 2 there was not much to talk about. We just were bad. We didn't hit well, and the pitch. Well, what sucked is that the pitchers actually did a pretty good job for the most part, or the bullpen did at least. And then Game 3 was a Tyler Wells game, and you know exactly what you're getting out of Tyler Wells. You're going to get 5 innings of really good baseball, and you don't go any further than that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of exactly what we got out of him. 4 innings of baseball. Gave up 3 earned runs going up against Scooble. And
that's who it was.
Yeah, and he pitched well. 6 innings of 3 hit ball with 2 walks and 11 strikeouts.
He's been really good this year.
Yeah, he's sporting a 2.5 ERA, and it's looking really easy for him doing what he's doing. And yeah, so just some highlights from all of this. The first note I have for the Tigers series is suck. The worst. No Hayes, no Mountcastle, and no Mateo, and it really hurt us. Our good players are really good, and then the people that are backing them up are so bad.
Yeah.
And there's just like no depth. So, we lose guys in Hayes and Mountcastle that are sporting like pushing 800 or 800 OPS, and replacing them with guys with like 500 OPS and are batting like 150 collectively. You're getting guys like your Chris Owings, your Ryan McKenna's, your Tyler Nevin's getting better. He's coming around, but at the time he was still kind of scuffling a little bit, and it was just like, golly. it just was. That was a really tough series because it's like the most Baltimore thing to do is to just be so good against, or at least have so much fight against those good teams, and then just to completely shit the bed on a team that we deserve to like mop the floor with.
Yeah, but you brought it up. This team, as much as I like this team right now, there's just no depth, and that's just a reality. That's not something that's going to be, there's no point in like trading anybody for depth.
No.
This is who we're stuck with, and anybody who we're calling up from like AAA is going to be a prospect.
Yes.
Which good position to be in,
I'd rather be in that than grasping at straws. It's on some vet to like save everything.
That or some quadruple A guy who's back and forth between the minors.
A perennial DJ Stewart.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it really showed this series. We lose again, as much as I like the team, the fact that losing Jorge Mateo is a crippling injury.
It sucks. Like Hayes and Mountcastle, like I don't care who you're going to get to replace them. They're not going to do as well as either one of them. Specifically Hayes. Like he has just been I want to say he's
gamer, dude.
I just want to play ball. I think he's been the best Oriole so far this year, or at least like the most like surprising, because episode 1, you and I sat there and like if Hayes can put it together to add on to Mullins, Mancini, Santander, and Mountcastle, like that could be a really good like 1-5 punch, and he has lived up to every expectation and then some.
Yeah.
Because we all knew that he was a great defender, and he has a cannon for an arm, and not only a cannon, an accurate cannon.
Oh boy!
Like red dot sight.
Mm-hmm.
So, other notes for this series: Miggy still fucks us for the whole series. He goes 6 for 10 with 1 walk, 2 home runs, and 4 ribeyes, and he just made it look easy. the guy's like 746 years old, and
At least.
and he's hitting like he's 20 against us. And then the starters were really the ones that got roughed up in this series. The
Yeah.
bullpen actually carried their weight really, really well.
Which has been the case
Yeah.
all year.
Yeah. Like, I think today's game, they said that Baltimore's bullpen, I think behind the Yankees, as the best bullpen.
It's been that all year.
Yeah. And it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Brandon Hyde's doing a really nice job of managing them and really giving them the rest they get.
I want Hyde to stick around for a little while.
I have sang his praises before, and I'll keep doing it again. He is so passionate, and while I love Buck Showalter and I love everything he gave Baltimore, I love his serious demeanor. And I was listening to Talkin' Baseball, and they mentioned how Buck Showalter, no matter what kind of game they just came out of, he'll walk into the press conference and say the most absurd thing
off the wall,
just to relieve any tension, and then okay, now let's talk about the game. I love that. He's kind of got that Joe Flacco stoicism, where it's it doesn't matter if we're doing the greatest we've ever done or we're the worst team in baseball. He's just kind of mugshot perpetual.
Yeah.
Brandon Hyde, if we're doing poorly, he seems like he's keeping it cool. Right? Yeah. He seems like he's keeping it cool, and then the moment that we start doing well, you see him get fired up.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember the last time I seen an Orioles. Well, Buck did this really well too, but I love seeing him defend our players. Someone gets tossed, he's out there and he's jawing at the guy. It's just I love him.
Yeah,
I really, really love him. But starters for this series, we got 12 earned runs against us as a team for the series, and the starters gave up 10 of them, and that's tough. And and meanwhile the bullpen gives up 2 over 8 and a third innings, and making it look like child's play out there. And then just bad offense.
I mean, you give up 10 runs over the course of 4 games. You'd expect the offense to do something,
That's not a horrible stat.
Right.
But it was bad enough for this because
That's true.
I was typing out this note here, bad offense, 3 runs all series, and I was going to say bad offense with runners in scoring position again, because game 1 we went 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position and 14 left on base. But then listen to games 2 and 3.
I'm listening.
They're the same. They're almost the same thing. Game 2, 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
Just couldn't get anybody on base.
Exactly. 2 left on base, and then game 3, 0 for 4 with 5 people left on base. There was just no offense to be had in Detroit. And unfortunately, that kind of carries it into the Yankees series here, which you're going to start going over. Wait. Am I going? No. It goes into the Yankees series here, which I'm going to start going over. I look at this and I'm like, golly, I got a lot of notes here for a series I'm not covering.
You had me panic there. I watched one of the Yankee games.
Right, yeah.
Oh, well, the Orioles, they sucked a wiener for 3 games.
They played baseball for 3 games.
Yeah, they did.
So for this Yankees series, it was a 4-game series at home, and if you were listening to last episode, Mr. Connor over here, Mr. Connor, made a prediction that we were going to sweep the Yankees in a series.
I forgot about that.
And I said, it's got to be the home one because we're never going to do it in New York. And I said, it's a 4-game series. And Connor says, bring it on. And we almost did it. And by almost, I don't mean almost.
No.
So game 1, we have Luis Severino going up against Kyle Bradish again. And, dude, Severino is really good.
He's kind of
really
dominated us. I think this is 3rd time we faced him this year, right?
Yeah, we've seen him way more than we saw Cole for the first time this series.
We've seen him multiple times. We've seen, I think, Jordan Montgomery. Yeah.
So the scoring takes place top of the 3rd. Giancarlo Stanton makes a big old double off of the left field wall, and Anthony Rizzo scores, and then Giancarlo tried to be fancy and stretch it to third and got caught in the middle. So he is out on that. Top of the fourth.
Sorry.
Sorry.
He might be the least athletic, amazing athlete.
He's just
a Lego.
He's a big bicep.
Yeah, he's a bicep
that
of a
runs
human,
about
that's for
3
sure.
miles an hour.
But I think he runs fast. I think he probably winds up running like average or above average.
Yeah.
But
he's the epitome of a DH. Like he should never do anything except DH anywhere. But I mean, the man can hit. I'm not going to take that away from him.
Make a hit. What can you say?
So top of the fourth, Jose Trevino hits a 3-run bomb off of Kyle Bradish.
Hey.
And Gleyber Torres and Isaiah, my new favorite baseball name, Kiner Falefa. Kind of Falefa. They both score on that, so the Yanks up 4-0. Bottom of the fourth, Anthony Santander hits a big old homer over the right field wall into the flag court. And then top of the ninth, so a little lull in the scoring action there. But top of the ninth, Josh Donaldson gets in on the homer train.
Known racist.
Yeah. Yeah. He's that, yeah. He hits a bomb over the right field or right center, and Felix Bautista's pitching. He's been giving up a bunch of homers recently, I feel. But again, he's a fastball pitcher he's really good at it.
Really straight fastball.
But yeah, there's no movement on it. It's just 98 right down the pipe. So like you get a beat on it, you can't help but knock it out of the park. So Josh Donaldson hits one, and then Anthony Rizzo back to back goes yard, right center field again. And then bottom of the ninth, the Orioles start to mount their comeback, which goes all of 1 run, with Anthony Santander hitting his 6th homer over the left field wall against Aroldis Chapman, and that ends the scoring with the Orioles losing 6-2. This was the worst game to watch, for sure.
Definitely.
There was, again, no Hayes, no Mateo, and no Mountcastle, and it showed. We had 3 hits all game, and 2 of them were by Santander, and both of them were home runs, one from each side of the plate.
Dude
He's really
awesome.
fucking good.
Kind of sneakily so, too. He doesn't make a ton of noise, but I think he's of the Orioles hitters this year by OPS. I think he's like 2nd right now.
Yeah, he's behind Hayes.
Right.
And he's only batting like 230 something or 240 something, but he gets walks, and every contact that he makes is big contact.
Look at the lineup here.
I know. I don't. I closed it out on purpose.
Up Urias is batting cleanup.
Up your ass.
Up your ass.
Yeah. Mullins, Mancini, Santander.
Okay, cool.
That's all cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Urias and cleanup.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God. Odor in the 5 hole.
Spot.
Jeez Louise. And
then keep going.
Nevin, McKenna, which McKenna's starting to grow on me.
I like him.
He's cool.
He's like as close as we have to the kind of quadruple A.
Yeah, he's our Cesar Torres
back and forth
right now. Like
better than him. But
he's better than him. But like you know what I mean. Like I'm hitting 220.
Can throw him in any outfield position.
Yeah, and he's good. And he's a great fielder. He's got a lot of speed. McKenna, Chirinos, and then Bannon, who had a hell of a play in the Cardinals series. He had a couple good plays at the hot corner, and then had a lot of not good plays at the hot corner.
Oof.
And got sent right back down. But yeah, like I'm looking at this lineup. 4 of the people in the lineup have a batting average that starts with 1. And 3 of those 4 people that have a batting average starts with 1. The highest second number that I see is a 5. Like our depth is bullshit, and meanwhile the Yankees have like 78 great players on their team that they can just kind of rotate like a Rubik's cube, and it's going to be good every single time.
It's annoying how good the Yankees are.
They're my pick to win the World Series at this point. because they like, and I referenced this at the end of the whole series thing, but they're just there's not a weak point in their game right now. Their pitching is dominant. Their bullpen is dominant. Their hitting has always been dominant, and it's just as good this year. And the big thing that they wanted to do this offseason is shore up their defense, and they did that. DJ LeMahieu is doing like great work out there now that he's healthy. Connor Falefa is a hell of a shortstop. It's just
everyone was freaking out.
When they didn't get Trevor Story.
Well, they didn't get Story. They didn't get Correa.
Mm-hmm.
And Connor Falefa, it was a lot of like rationalizing. Yeah, kind of Falefa. He's been kind of sliding downwards at the plate, and if I'm not mistaken, he's not been 100% at shortstop, but he's still pretty darn good defensively. Gallo's been kind of shit at the plate, but he plays a good outfield, plays good in left field.
Let it breathe. You can see it now. Yeah, Gallo. I mean, he's always shit at the plate. It's either home run or walk for him. Like, he doesn't do anything else. And he had a horrible series.
Yeah,
he had an offer for the series, which is awesome.
Did he? Really?
Yeah, he was really bad. He had an offer for the first 3 games, and then he got benched in Game 4.
He went 0 for 5 in Game 1. 6 left on base and 4 strikeouts.
And 4 strikeouts. Yeah, the man was bad. But
that's garbage.
But he's a decent fielder, and he's got a pretty good arm, so put him out there.
And he's still going to somehow manage, 30-some home runs probably.
It's amazing how he'll hit 198 with 42 home runs and like 78 RBIs, and it's like, how the fuck does that guy do that? So Bradish had a rough start. He gave up 8 hits and 4 earned runs, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Rough is in compared to his St. Louis start, which was dynamite.
Yeah.
4 earned runs is not the end of the world. And I guess I say that as an Orioles fan because like all of our pitchers give up 4 runs all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's an insurmountable lead. And we proved that this weekend.
Well, given the lineup, yes.
Yes. Yeah. But he had a tough day. And then, dude, Keegan Aiken is so fucking good. He's so good.
He's been dominant, man.
He pitches 3 2/3 of 1 hit ball and 3 strikeouts. And it's like there's not a care in the world with him up there. He is just having a good time throwing. And, he's not like a overpowering pitcher. He's not going to throw 98, but he's like
stereotypical pitcher, not an athlete.
Oh, yeah. He's got like the CC Sabathia body of just like kind of – he's just like a chunky
punky.
Kinda,
except he's not 6'7" to even everything out.
Yeah, he's like my height.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but he's really good. Bautista gives up
130,
the 2 homers in the 9th.
1.33 ERA through 27 innings pitched. He's got a whip of 0.78 right now.
He's amazing.
He's dominating, man.
He's great. Donaldson had a day in this game. He went 3 for 4 with a homer and a walk. And Torres, who is the Oriole killer, I'm convinced, goes 2 for 3 with 2 walks and a run. We go 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position and 3 left on base. That tells you how good of a game we had when those numbers are as low as they are.
The only other hit besides Santander was Odor.
Yeah, Odor, which we'll get to him a little later on. So
don't look down right now.
because the table is moving up.
Weebles wobble, but they don't.
But they keep going up.
Let it breathe. That's a chef's hat right there, baby.
A Hefshat.
What was that?
I don't know. I got scared. Game 2. We have. Shut up. Game 2. We have Mr. Whiskey, Jameson Tyone versus Spencer with an S. Watkins. That's how I type his name.
Spencer with an S.
There's 2 capital S's on either side of the name. Spencer with an S. Watkins.
Watkins. Watkins disease.
Yeah. Ooh.
Sorry.
Okay, we gotta move on. I can feel my grave getting dug deeper and deeper. So scoring starts right away. Top of the first, Aaron Judge hits a double off of the left field wall, and everybody's really pissed off because any other year that would have been 12 rows deep. And I'll talk about that later on. But he hits a double. DJ LeMahieu scores, and then I don't know why people run on Hayes. This is the second person that has run on Hayes. And
Don't
no,
fucking
that's not
run
true.
on Hayes.
This is Hayes' first game back, and he throws out Judge at third, and that ends that inning. Bottom of the second, I had like 7 strokes in that whole thing. I gotta calm down. Bottom of the second, Ramon Urias hits a fly ball to right center, goes yard against Tyone. It is now 1-1. Top of the third, Aaron Judge hits his 13th homer over center field against Spencer. Bottom of the fourth, we get a nice little fielding error by Gleyber Torres.
Are you going to be okay?
I really hope so. Ramon Urias reaches on an error by Torres, and Mancini scores. That makes it tied up 2-2. So we're keeping up with them. Then Tyler Nevin getting into the scoring column, hitting a sac fly, and Rougned Odor, Rough Ned Adore. He scores. So we're up 3-2 in the bottom of the fourth. Top of the fifth, Aaron Judge hits his 14th homer on a fly ball to center field against Joey Crable. So top of the fifth, and our boy Spencer with an S is already out. And Aaron Judge goes yard on Crable, which Crable starts to look a little human in this past week.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good, although he did good work today, which you'll talk about later on. So Yankees tied up 3-3. Top of the sixth, DJ LeMahieu grounds out to shortstop Ramon Urias, and Torres ends up scoring on that. Oh God, that was like a good 12 seconds of just mouth fart.
This game recap is a disaster.
It's so bad, and we're only in the sixth. It's only in the we're only in the sixth inning. No, we're in the seventh. Gleyber Torres reaches on a fielding error by Ramon. Yes. And Dosh Jonathan scores. Let's see, and then the bottom of the ninth, Ryan McKenna starts things off doing really good stuff. He doubles on a fly ball to left field, and oh my God, she fucking every episode. No, I'm not gonna say it again.
Hey Siri. Oh, now you don't want to talk?
No, you don't
yeah,
want
okay.
Anyway, McKenna hits a double and gets Tyler Nevin to score, and Robinson, Two-Face Chirinos is getting over to third. We're getting all excited. We got runners on second and third, and we got the go-ahead run at the plate. Or no, pardon me. McKenna is the leading run on second, and Cedric Mullins comes up, and we're all excited because our good hitters are coming up, and then he pops out to the second baseman.
As he's wont to do.
Yeah, and the Orioles lose 5-4. This was a tough one to watch because we should have won this.
Not a roughie, but a toughie.
Not a roughie, yeah. Hayes comes back but does nothing. He goes 0 for 4 for this game.
What a bitch.
Tate gives up 2 runs, which was weird because he usually doesn't do that. Our reliever, Gillespie, has a pretty nice outing.
Gillespie.
Gelatin has a really nice outing. He goes 2 innings with no earned runs and a strikeout. Is it a hard G? Is it a Gillespie?
Well, it would be a soft G. A hard G would be J, right?
You're the English teacher.
Barely.
Well, whatever his name is.
Not for long.
No. Yeah, so he goes 2 innings, 0 earned runs, and a strikeout. The bottom of the lineup is the one that kept us in the game. You know, we just talked shit about him for 5 games straight. But here they are. Chirinos, Nevin, and McKenna starting to come back. And then poor Mullins is the one that dropped the ball. But it was against Aroldis Chapman, so I guess. And then, well, here, I'll get that in a sec. This note says, "We get it, Aaron Judge. You're really good."
So, after the game, they asked Judge about the wall, because he hits it 399 feet, and it winds up being a double, and he gets thrown out at third. And Judge says, "It's a travesty, man. I'm pretty upset. It just looks like a create a park now." So everyone's fucking complaining about the wall.
It's a travesty.
It's a travesty. It's a create a park.
Fuck off, dude.
I love the wall.
I think the wall's great.
And, Mancini, they asked him in response to what Judge said, and Mancini kind of jokingly says, I hate it. He says, no hitters like it, myself included. Of course, but finally, Camden Yards isn't playing like a Little League field.
Yes.
And it's made such a difference at home.
Yep.
Sorry, Aaron Judge, you didn't hit 3 home runs.
Right. Here's the thing, too. For every home run that isn't over that wall, there are runners that are tagging and getting to third every single time. And there are runners that are tagging and getting to home every single time because you're hitting the ball deep.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you're not getting the flashy numbers in your stat column, but you're still getting the job done. He still scored a run. He's still got an RBI off of that double. So that's 2 bullet points down, but I'll just skip to it since we're on the topic now. Yankees fans, shut the fuck up about our wall. Fix your Little League walls.
Yeah.
And then we'll move ours back.
Yeah.
Because
no, we won't.
The moment that you guys can make left and right field not 275 feet at the foul pole, we'll think about moving our wall back.
Hey, Anthony Rizzo, you hit a ball 240 feet. You get 3 home runs in that.
He hit a whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, he hit a ball straight up, Paul Abdul style, gets out. Tell me, do you want to love me forever? No, because I hate you.
No, because your park is a joke.
So, over the weekend, I looked at the park factor statistics. So single season park factor statistics for Camden Yards this year. And granted, when I looked at it, the Orioles had only played 21 games at Camden Yards with the new dimensions, which isn't really a large enough sample size to say anything. But obviously, any Orioles fan knows that Camden Yards is, for pitchers, just hell on earth.
Their worst nightmare.
Hell on earth.
That's why That's why we couldn't get any good pitchers for so long, because they're like, I'm not pitching there. No.
Right.
No way.
And so they have park factors in general, and just like any other adjusted stat, the average league average is set to 100.
Right.
Right. So the Orioles consistently, like Camden Yards, consistently sits well above 100.
Yeah.
Last 3 years, Camden Yards winds up at 105, which is the 4th highest factor in the major leagues. And almost the entire reason is because of home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Every other offensive statistic or statistical area is set for park factor is sitting right around league average, maybe a little bit above, maybe a little bit below. Home runs for 3 years rolling, which I can't imagine is much different for years beyond that, is 127, which over a 3-year period is second only to Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati.
Right.
Which 127 would mean it's not that there's 27% more homers, it's just the players who have played in Camden Yards as well as everywhere else, 27% more home runs have been observed of those players.
Yeah.
And the park factors don't necessarily take into account, pitching and who's pitching, because obviously, the Orioles haven't had great pitching for most of that time.
Fair.
But that's the entire reason. And taking that little chunk out of left field, the disparity at least when I looked at it, through 40 games, the Orioles have given up 13 home runs at home and 25 home runs away. So it's clear that, and the Orioles have a positive record at home.
Right.
That's the entire reason they're kind of staying afloat. If we don't take that chunk away, what does that mean for our season? And
right.
how much has that taken away from us since Camden Yards, came in 30 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Aaron Judge.
Yeah. It's get over yourself.
Yeah.
You're still gonna end the season with 40 home runs. Shut the fuck up. You had one good game. Enjoy yourself. Well, not you had one good game, but like you had a really good game.
Yeah.
Fucking live in the fact that you had a really good game. Yeah. So, Yankees fans, fuck you. Fix your little league walls, and then we'll be fine. Chapman almost gave it up again, which makes me think
he's had a roughie.
Is he just toying with us? Is he like not taking us seriously?
He did it again tonight.
Did he do it again tonight?
He did it again tonight, I think, against the White Sox.
Yeah, he's like...
I think he's just a basket case.
I think he might be, because, he...
He also has no idea where he's throwing the ball.
He's just... Every pitch he throws is the hardest he's ever thrown a ball to date. But it's weird, though, because he'll throw a fastball in the beginning of his, outing, and it'll be 93 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then by the end of his whole fucking long-ass inning, because he puts 3 guys on base every time now, by the end of it, he's up to 103. And it's like, what?
Okay.
Are you trying right now, or are you not?
Are you trying?
I mean, that's what it is, because I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad he's not doing it just against us, I guess, because he's done it twice to us, where he basically gave up the game until we ruined it for him. But anyway, that was game 2. Fucking 4-5. We should have won it, and I'll cry about it later. Game 3, we got the Spider Tax spokesman himself, Garrett Cole, going against Dr. Workhorse, Jordan Lyles. And I just fucking love that guy. And I'll get to that in a second. Scoring plays, top of the first, Gleyber Torres hits a double on a sharp line drive to right fielder, Anthony Santana, and Anthony Rizzo ends up scoring, making it 1-0. And then this is the worst. A wild pitch by Jordan Lyles scores Josh Donaldson and Gleyber Torres because Anthony Bemboom doesn't know how to fucking throw back to home plate.
Don't you know how to fucking throw back to home plate?
A horrible, underhanded toss that was just not even remotely close. It was just a horrible, horrible, horrible throw. And then the bottom of the 6th, so yeah, we were silent for 5 innings, and then bottom of the 6th, Austin Hayes gets back into his little thing.
Yes, he does.
And gets a nice little double, and Seamal ends up scoring on that. And then Trey Mancini reaches on a fielder's choice. Anthony Rizzo tries to throw home to catch Hayes at home, and Hayes is like, nah, fuck you, dog, and slides right in underneath of the tag, making it 3-2 Yankees. And that's all she wrote for the scoring. Yankees win 3-2.
I love the pose of Hayes at home.
Oh yeah, with his yeah.
that is so Hayes.
Coming up.
That's so Hayes.
And then he comes up and he's all fired up, like jumping around and everything. I love him so much.
What a gamer.
What a ball player.
What does he want to do?
So.
Vince just threw up in his mouth a little bit.
So, notes for this game. I freaking love Jordan Lyles. He has a rough first inning where he gives up 2 earned runs, 3 total because Anthony Bemboom fucking sucks. But then he shuts it down for 6 innings straight. And then apparently he asked Brandon Hyde, let me go out in the 8th. He wanted to do it. So first off, I didn't know that he was as young as he is. He's only 31. I assumed that he was more up in like the 34, 35 range. At least the way his poise kind of makes him that it kind of paints him that way. And like he makes me so calm when he's pitching. Like something horrible can happen, and he just doesn't seem phased whatsoever. It like he'll give up a home run or he'll give up a big hit, scores a couple runs, and he's just like, okay, there's more game to play. Let's fucking get going. And I think that he is playing a bigger role, not just in his play. Well, no, in his play, but that it's acting as a wonderful role model for our younger pitching. Like you give up 2 runs, it's not the end of the world. You're not going to pitch a no-hitter every single time.
Man, he just eats innings, doesn't complain.
No.
It takes some balls to sign for the Orioles after winning 52 games last year.
Yeah, and he's been, like, outside of Bruce, like, my favorite starter to watch right now.
Yeah, probably.
And he's just so...
7 innings in this game.
Yeah,
man.
7 total innings. 6 of them he gave... Or no, I think 5 of those 7 innings he gives up no hits.
Yeah.
Like, he had a really rough start to the game and then shuts the Yankees down for 5 innings after that. It's ridiculous. Austin Hayes gets back on track this game. So his second game back, he ends up going 3 for 4 with an RBI and a run. And then at this point, I was like, I'm really interested because I feel like Hayes has had a ridiculous amount of multi-hit games. I feel like every time I look at his stats, it's like 2 for 4, 3 for 4, 3 for 5, something like that. So I was like, I looked it up, how many multi-hit games he has. He's currently tied for 14th in the American League.
Damn.
With 11 multi-hit games. And in searching for this, I didn't realize that there's another Oriole that is beating him in multi-hit games right now.
Is it Mancini?
It is Trey Mancini,
Man.
who has sole ownership of 4th place in the American League with 14 multi-hit games this year.
They also made a big stink about he's like got to be top 5 in infield hits.
Yeah.
For no reason.
But that is not the first thing I think of with Trey Mancini. Trey Mancini is like, he'll probably go a yard, or he'll probably he'll get a double out in the gap or something like that. But infield hits, I mean,
that's crazy. I mean, it makes sense because I think as of right now he's above 300,
and he's on fire.
Ooh.
Like he's hitting like 3. I think on the broadcast today they said he's hitting 389 in May.
I have it. We'll talk about it once I'm done the.
All right, you do your thing.
The
Sorry.
Rays series, but I had hit since the St. Louis series. I mean, he's been
dynamite
since the coming back from the rib injury.
Yeah, dude. Do you remember when? And I say this seriously. Do you remember when he had cancer? And then he came back from cancer, and he's still doing like this well. Like he's like a legitimate ball player. It's and I know that was the worst way to start it, but like he is such a legitimate inspiration.
Dude,
for
the
people.
home run derby last year
was one of the most magical things I've ever been a part of.
I mean that was as good of an experience as a fan as like the Means no hitter.
Yeah.
Man, it was like to see that guy come back from what he went through.
It was like a postseason victory.
Yeah,
in and of itself,
definitely,
and exactly to see him, to hear in I think it was 2020 when he was out for the year because of cancer, and then to have him come back and still be such a dominant force. Maybe not dominant, but just like such a household name.
Consistent force.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just like the most Orioles player. I mean, he's like the most Orioles player since Adam Jones at this point.
Definitely.
Like he owns that, and I don't think I don't care. Frankly, love you, Austin Hayes. I don't care how good he plays. Like Trey Mancini is an Oriole, like the Oriole.
He's definitely the Oriole right now.
Yeah.
I want him to stick around.
And he wants to stick around.
I don't want
every
him to
interview
be
is like
traded.
I want to be in Baltimore. Like I feel at home in Baltimore. we need him because he's a clubhouse guy at this point, where
Definitely.
it's like the whole club like worships the ground he walks on because
he's like our age.
Yeah,
right?
he's
like
young. He's
29 or 30.
Yeah, I think he's 28, like right around there. Yeah, I think he might be a little younger than us, or maybe. Yeah, you're probably right. But
are we old?
we're I talk about that later with Adley. Don't worry about it.
Oh God, don't you dare!
But yeah, the pitching sets us up for the win in this game, and we even out hit the Yanks, and we just can't put it together. Cole had a pretty good day. 7 innings pitched with 6 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. He's doing his Garrett Cole thing. But fucking Ben Boom ruined everything.
Well,
Ben Boom doesn't have a shit throw back to home plate, and we win that game.
Yeah, but
You can't hang it up on that. But like,
still missing.
come on, Anthony.
Mountcastle. Up Urias is still hitting 5th. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. It's tough. But I think it was more of like I can't believe that we're still in this game right now.
It's been a lot of games like that.
Right. And this weekend I think is, the turning point for that. But so tough game. Yes. Go 1 for 5 for runners in scoring position and 4 left on base, and then we get to Game 4.
Ooh, hit me up, baby.
So Game 4. And I'm counting Thursday in this weekend's games because this weekend's games were fucking awesome.
Oh, yeah, they were.
So, Game 4, we have Morden Montgomery going against Zeus Zimmerman.
I wasn't expecting that one, and that got me good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
He's got a great spoonerism name. So, Jordan Montgomery going against my buddy Zeus. Starting out in the top of the first, Giancarlo Stanton singles, hits the world's longest single, 392 feet single, and scores Aaron Judge and Anthony Rizzo in the bottom of the first. So Yanks up 2-0. And then bottom of the second, he must have heard me read this letter out loud.
Oh,
because
man.
Two-Face himself
goes
yard over that left field corner and scores 2. So he and Tyler Nevin both walk it in to tie it up 2-2 in the bottom of the second. Bottom of the third, Jorge Mateo, a Yankees prospect at one point, singles on a fly ball to center field, and Anthony Santander ends up scoring on that. Orioles up 3-2.
A little Bermuda Triangle action there.
Bermuda Biangle.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll take a bow for that one.
Well done.
Top of the fourth, Stanton homers, and it was only a matter of time. And he made the left field wall look like a child's play. Gets his 11th homer.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was a big one. Did you just watch the video?
I'm looking at it now.
It was a big one. And then top of the sixth, Falefa. He singles on a ground ball to left field, and Judge scores and Rizzo scores. So now the Yanks are up 5-3 in the top of the sixth, and it was exactly at this point where I said, great, we're going to get swept in 4 against the fucking New York Yankees. And my coworker and my principal are both Yankees fans.
Fucking assholes.
I hate them. But in the bottom of the sixth inning, Tyler Nevins, singular, Tyler Nevin, one Nevin.
How many Nevins
does it take? Tyler Nevin singles on a line drive to center, and Anthony Santander scores. Jorge Mateo jumps over to third. Yanks up 5-4. So we're getting back
against old friend Miguel Castro.
Against Miguel Castro, I always liked him. I liked him a lot. But that's what you get when you go to the Yankees because they got their pinstripes. You could have stayed with the Orioles and had a losing record. And had a lot of fun.
You could have not been on the best team in baseball.
You could have been.
You don't know what you've got until it's gone.
Yeah. Today. Paradise.
To put up a parking lot.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was like, are you with me on this? I can't tell
I'm
if
with
you're
you, buddy.
Okay, good. So then Cedric Mullins hits a sac fly out to center. Jorge Mateo scores, and Nevin's over to second. I did it again.
Nevins.
I'm every boomer parent ever.
Does he
The-
count as one
the
run or two?
Facebooks- Yeah. God damn it.
Tyler, those Pokemans.
Yeah. Cedric Mullins gets that sac fly against another great spoonerism name, Chad Green. So tied up 5-5 against Grad Cheen, and Connor's boy, Rough Ned Odor hits a single on a line drive to right,
He does.
and Tyler Nevin scores. O's up 6-5 in the bottom of the sixth. Rough Ned Odor, the king of the double swing. Do you notice that? When he swings, he'll swing, and then his bat comes all the way back around over top of his head.
The General Grievous. Do you know what I mean by that?
No.
So General Grievous was like
That's a horrible spoonerism.
Grenival. It's bad.
It's bad.
He was a droid, like a bad droid in Star Wars, but he had like 4 arms, and he did a lot of spinning of lightsabers.
I see.
And that's what I think of Odor. His first walk off, he did it, and he dropped the bat because it was raining, and he smashes a home run.
Yeah.
But you could tell he was embarrassed that he
Like,
dropped the bat.
man.
Yeah, he like
Okay,
looks
but
at
did
the,
hit it 400
he looks
feet.
at the bat like, oh. I really like Rough Ned.
Yeah, he's really grown on me. Top of the ninth, Jorge Lopez comes out to close it out and gives up a blump single to DJ LeMahieu. And kind of Falefa scores. And Yanks tied up 6-6 in the top of the ninth.
God damn it.
And then the Orioles are like, what are we going to do? And then Anthony Santander says, I got this. Shh. It's okay. You go to sleep. Hey, take it easy. Yeah. Shh. So Anthony Santander comes up.
Anthony shh.
Santander hits a 3-run jack.
Oh, it's a jack.
In the bottom of the ninth.
Oh.
And Orioles walk it off 9-6 in Game 4. Some highlights that I got for this. Like I said before, Giancarlo Stanton hits the world's longest single, which was hilarious to watch because I fully expected him to be like halfway to third when they zoomed to him, and he was trotting back to first base. And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Bruce had a tough day. It was the worst start that we've seen Bruce Zimmerman have. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 5 earned runs, and a walk with only 2 strikeouts. It's got to happen at some point, though.
Yeah.
He can't pitch quality starts every single time, and I fully expect him to fully recover. And we'll be okay. Mateo and Owings had a really dynamite play at second. If you didn't get a chance to get it, Mateo made a diving grab and then backhands it over to Owings, who short hops it bare hand to get it out at second, and it was really, really special. If you haven't gotten that, Two-Face finally smacked one, and it was a great home run. He did a great job. And then I said, Cedric Mullins shows how a sac fly is supposed to work. Cedric swung as hard as he could and hit it 407 feet to the wall that said 410. There was no way that they were going to be able to throw out the guy at home. So it was just a beautiful sac fly. And it was a pinch hit sac fly, too. So it was just, you know what? You did what you got to do. It's good. And then Santander, I just love you. I really, really love that guy.
I love him.
He's another like true Oriole. Like,
I mean, he's been through it.
Yeah.
Going back to, I think his breakout year was what, 2019?
Yeah,
maybe, and then.
Well, I think it was technically 2020, because he was injured all 2021, or like was playing through shit all 2021. I think.
Okay.
But well, 2020 meaning like he was hitting like 300 or
Right.
or higher in 2020, but I think 2019 was like, no, this isn't like your average Orioles prospect that doesn't
Mhm.
do fucking anything.
Yeah.
No, he's been the man, and he was great this whole series.
Looks like a couple big days for some guys here.
Yeah. I said we needed a win like this really bad.
Really bad, yeah.
Really badly against arguably the best team in baseball.
Yeah.
I won't even accept arguably. I think they are the best team in baseball.
I agree.
And but to take a win like this where we're fighting back, like it's one thing to just beat them, but to have a win where we're down by at least 3 runs at some point and we fight back and win it with a walk-off, we just need that confidence.
That's a theme, man. This
whole weekend,
say,
man.
Say what you want about this team,
Mhm.
but I kind of feel uncomfortable turning some games off because I have every confidence that they're going to battle.
Yeah, especially we keep on referencing this weekend's games, and it's
Oh,
for
man.
good reason. But like after this weekend, like I don't know if I'll ever be able to turn off a game, like
No.
unless we're down by 15,
No.
which we're not going to be because I don't think that our pitching's that bad.
Man, very rarely are they going to – do they get blown out? And we've talked about it like every time that we've done one of these things.
Yeah,
They're in every game.
Yeah.
Every single game.
and it's so much fun.
It's beautiful.
It's so much fun. We were texting back and forth the whole game today. Like I fucking love this team.
I love watching this team. I
We're-
love the personalities. There's not a guy who of course, guys like Chris Owings or
I was gonna say outside of Chris Owings,
even
and it's not
he-
even his fault.
no,
He's our last resort.
he's just a bench guy
Yeah,
who
he should be starting Double-A ball on every other club in America. And
I don't hate him. I don't hate him.
no, of course not.
Let me put it there. I don't roll my eyes at him because he doesn't try. And I think that's what kills me.
Yeah.
And that's what killed me about a guy like Chris Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Or, when we had Trumbo or
Yeah.
any of those guys. Maybe not Trumbo, but like what kills you is lack of effort. And oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was the worst part
just,
of Davis at the end of his career. Like he clearly didn't give a fuck.
it's not just Davis, but some of the pitchers we've had too.
Just give up.
Just give up or just
Ubaldo Jimenez was a prime example of
just
that. Just
grooving
like, nope,
pitches
I'm good.
or just kind of giving up in the middle of at bats. It kills me.
It's
Chris,
heartbreaking.
This team doesn't do that.
No, and yeah, I was gonna say at the beginning before you had a beautiful little rant there. I loved it. We're 8 games below 500 currently, and I would take watching this team over most of the years that we had the Machados, the Adam Jones,
Even-
the Chris Davises, and all those guys.
I think of the years that those guys were featured heavily,
Mm-hmm.
it was 2012, 2014, and 2016.
16. Yeah,
And even 2016 was kind of
it was meh.
yeah.
We limped into the playoffs.
Right.
2012 and 14 were something really special.
And then what year was Davis his home run streak? Was that 13
That
or
was
15?
13, I think.
Either one of those, because I remember they didn't make the playoffs that year, but that was kind of fun watching. But that was kind of the only.
I was
redeeming
more than
factor.
kind of fun. I was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
it was
it was.
really great. But that was Davis. That was all about Chris
wasn't
Davis. It wasn't the team.
the
Like
team
like Matt
necessarily.
Machado's cool, and like we're excited to have him and whatever. But like every player on this team is just like
fucking battles.
And I think it's going to be a testament to us later on that, like, whoever sticks around when we're a winning ball club again and when we're in the playoffs, like, it's going to mean so much to them because they were knee deep in the mud of this
Guy like
rebuild.
Cedric Mullins.
Cedric Mullins is going to be a
What-
centerpiece.
I think even more impressive.
Mancini is like another one. Like, holy shit.
Even more impressive with Mullins, I think, than even last year. He incredible season, 30 and 30, all-star this year is dog shit at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, like bad.
To the point where you're kind of
very bad.
Very bad.
Like,
And
okay, I guess that was a fluke last year.
man, as it stands right now, he's not back to the same form that he was
he's still sporting
last
like a
year.
750 OPS or something like that.
He's still, like right now, he's hitting 249, OPS 708. He's got 5 home runs, 8 stolen bases. I mean, battling back.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the character of the team right now.
Yep.
Is, we'll go on a slide, but we'll kind of figure it out eventually.
Yep.
Which is, God, man, all I've wanted for the last couple years.
That's been the reason why I haven't gotten into baseball the past few years, because this is just so many years before this one has just been like barely trying, or it was so clear that we were being bad for the picks. And while that's a strategy, it's not necessarily something that is enjoyable to watch at any point. And this has been the first year where it's like, yeah, we're still kind of bad, but like, holy fuck, this is fun to watch.
And at the end of the day, to keep perspective, I think the Orioles have had one of the most difficult schedules so far. I mean, just the fact that we've played the Yankees now 3 times.
Yeah, let's go back to the beginning of the season so far. Open up against the Rays.
Get swept.
Yeah, get swept. But, they've won 23 games to date. Then we go to Milwaukee, who's one of the top NL teams.
Top teams.
Play the Yankees and win that series. Yep. We shit the bed in Oakland. But then we play the Angels game. That's the turning point for this whole season for
Probably
me.
The second best team in the American League right now.
Yeah, and we win 2 or 3 from them. Then we get swept by the Yanks, which, I mean, again, they're the best team in baseball.
Going to happen.
They're going to do the thing.
They're good.
We win against Boston, who is on the
Kinda
rise
surging
again.
back,
yeah, they're on a 5-game win streak right now. We split a series against the Twins, win against the Royals, like whatever, and then beat St. Louis. So, like, out of all the series that we've played so far,
the only big letdown.
2, 3. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The Orioles
7,
right now in series are
8. Like, as of today, we've had 9 series against baseball clubs with winning percentages, and not only that, like, clear contenders for the playoffs.
And the Orioles right now, in terms of the series that they've played, are 6-6-1.
I'll take that.
Absolutely.
I'll take that.
You go by series, the Orioles are in the top half of the entire major leagues.
Yeah. I looked at the American League wild card chase because it really matters in May.
Oh, it does.
We're 4th worst. There are 3 teams that are worse off than we are.
Won 52 games last year.
And we're on pace to beat that.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it earlier in earlier episodes, but really anything over 60 wins is probably a success.
And if we get 70 wins, I'll cry.
Oh.
I'll do it right here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Do you want to take us? Well, I have a.
I got 4 overall points to get through really quickly, and then we'll go on.
Okay.
Yeah, we already said this 100 times, but Yankees are so damn good.
Ugh.
This is what I was talking about earlier. That's just not a weak spot in their game right now. They're just so dominant.
Best bullpen. Well, best pitching.
Best pitching. I think the best offense in the American League right now. And then, yeah, they're just really good. We deserve to lose 1 out of those 4.
Game 1, yeah.
And then the other 2, we were really close. And then the last game was great. Santander had a great series, 5 for 16 with 3 home runs, 5 ribeyes, and a walk. And then after the last Yankees game, Santander was up to a 786 OPS. Not a bad clip to be at. And then, yeah, that was about it. Not much else to say. Yanks are good, and we are not as good as them. And they have depth. You know, they could rotate players out. We just can't do that. We can't afford to do that. So that's the Yankee series.
Yeah.
I think it's time for an ad break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab a beer.
Yes. And I want one as well, please.
Yeah, what would you like?
I'm
going to get a Guinness Blonde. You want a Guinness Blonde?
I'll take Guinness Blonde.
Okay, I'll give you a Guinness Blonde. Yeah, you will.
Let's do it.
All right, well, what? So this one kind of came out of left field a little bit, not to use a pun, but apparently we are reaching far and wide. So
Yeah.
do you have it up?
I do have it up, yeah.
Okay, so why don't you take it away?
All right. So tonight's episode spills my glass. Tonight's episode is brought to you by the Northern Saskatchewan Municipal Department of Parks and Recreation. Wow. Is that... How were we able to do that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I could tell you.
Yeah, all right. Well, for 75 years, the NSMDPR has been serving the dozens of Saskatchewan youth. The dozens of Saskatchewan youths, providing them with something, anything to do, including curling and...
Go on.
including curling and related activities. Come join us next weekend for our community's Fun Fest as we all take turns on the swing set as we try to send one of our own over the bar for a full revolution. A feat that hasn't been achieved since Jimmy McDougal Benny.
I remember him.
Man's a legend.
He is.
Since Jimmy McDougal Benny pulled it off in 1974. NSMDPR, come find out what we're all about.
Wow.
I can't believe you were able to get the NSMDPR, dude.
You-
that is some prime. That's
You
some
know
prime
what-
real estate when it comes to advertising.
What's kind of crazy is, we do this for fun, right?
Right.
You just don't realize who you're reaching, and whose lives you're touching.
Right. The fact that we can get one person out of Saskatchewan
Right.
is just remarkable.
Right. Because there's only like 27 people in
Tops.
Saskatchewan.
Tops.
Well, that's that. Of all the things that, like the honors in my life, that might be top, like 30.
29 being the shit you took this morning.
Oh man, it was so good.
So, Yankees took 3 of 4 from the O's, which
Yeah.
you kind of expect, but you're not
Yeah.
mad about it. And then the Rays come to visit Baltimore, and
Yes, they
Connor's
did.
going to tell us all about it.
About it. All right, so game 1, the Birds stick around for 3 more in the yard as they face Tampa Bay for the second time this season. The Orioles look to snap a 15-game losing streak to the Tampa Rays.
Is that real?
That's real.
No.
15-game losing streak.
15 game.
Yeah, so
Jesus.
last
Christ.
year in that disaster of a season, the AL East just ate the Orioles, and obviously the Rays, took full advantage. The only team that didn't was the Yankees.
We talked about that. a little bit,
We have, but the Rays definitely took full advantage. So the Birds enter this series at 15-24. They had slid back into 5th place in the AL East.
6-game losing streak.
Yeah, Boston at one point last place have been hot. take fourth place back from the Orioles. But game one, it's Tyler Wells versus opener Jalen Beeks.
That's a made-up name.
Balin Jeeks.
Yeah, that is a made-up.
Yeah,
made-up player.
But the Rays, they employ the opener strategy quite a bit.
Yep.
It's kind of growing on me. When in place of a shitty fifth starter.
Yeah.
Just do a bullpen day. But so kind of uneventful. Both teams remained scoreless until things got a little funky in the fifth for Wells when Arena sends a chopper up the middle. Jorge Mateo fields to his left, spins, fires short of Tyler Nevin at first. The ball hits the Camberwell netting, and Arena advances to second on the throwing error, and then with 2 on, catcher Mike Zunino hits the left field foul pole, puts the Rays up 3-0 real early. Stays that way until the bottom of the fifth, and Chris Owings, who somehow, some way, manages to get himself lost on the second base. Cedric Mullins lines one into right towards a charging Brett Phillips, guns down Owings by a mile at home plate. Owings gets an E for effort and ends the inning. The scoring threat is over. We head to the top of the seventh. Jorge Mateo redeems himself as Windy tomahawks a bloop to left, but it's thrown out at second by the Orioles shortstop, trying to stretch it into a double. Then the bottom half of the inning, Tyler Nevin drives one way back there to left field, and only manages. Yeah, well, he only manages
it right to the
base of the wall for a leadoff double. On the next pitch, Roman up your ass drives one to center field, putting runners on first and third. And after a wild pitch from the new pitcher Brooks Raley to two-face, Nevin performs a perfect pigeon pose slide to score from third to get the O's on the board, baby. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Then Robinson Chirinos, he pops out the left field. Psych! Randy drops his ice cream, allowing Urias to score. It's now 3-2. And with 2 outs and runners on first and second, Trey Bay singles to center to tie it all up at 3. So, from there, things stay square until the top of the 10th. The Rays score 2, but the O's answer back with 2 of their own off an Anthony Santander single. Runners on second and third, no outs. The Birds somehow fail to score. Second and third, no outs, and they can't get them in.
Can't get anybody in.
Story of my life. I can't get them home. They're on second and third. I can't get them home in time. Both teams would add runs in their halves of the 11th, and then in the 13th, none other than Rough Ned Adore secures another week on the Love Watch, and he belts a 2-run walk-off homer onto the flag court, making it 2 walk-offs in a row for the Orioles. Rough Ned, this one's for you, baby. I'm getting your jersey. I'm calling it right now. I'm getting that Chinese knockoff jersey.
Yes, the Orioles.
Yep, the O'Dobbs. Nick Vespi picks up the win in relief in his major league debut.
What a guy, and he had a hell of a debut.
Yes, he did. And then both Mullins and Mancini record 2 hits and pretty wild one in game 1.
Just to have the walk-off again 2 nights in a row, and personally, this was the night of my concert, and it was a big undertaking to put into calories how much work that concert was. My Apple Watch said that I set a new record for calories burned in a single day. I burned 2,000 calories that day.
Dang.
Doing the concert. I was exhausted.
And we
were at the we ended up at the Still in Timonium.
Shout out.
And I got to enjoy that Orioles win as a concert celebration, and it was so special and so fun. And especially because, again, my principal and coworker, band director, both are Yankees fans. Both went through 2 years of Rough Ned on the Yankees, and I was complaining about him at the bar with them. And then, of course, Karma comes around, and he's the one that hits the knockoff or the walk-off, and I'm like, you know what? I probably deserve that. And I think it was around this point where I texted you and I was like, has Rougned ever not gotten an RBI on any hit that he's gotten? I feel like he's just
He only comes up big
I don't get it because
in
he's hitting
spots
like
that they need, like non-consequential at bats. He looks like he's playing t-ball,
like what the fuck
and he's
are you
swinging
doing?
over. Yeah,
As of this game, on May 20th, he is hitting 210, which, for all intents and purposes, is a bad batting average.
not very good.
And I feel like every hit that he's gotten to get him to 210 has been like a clutch, like we needed that hit so bad.
Whether it's at the plate or in the field, he's very much so a high or a low.
Very low. Yeah.
He gets down there.
Yeah.
But regardless, the Orioles take Game 1, 8-6.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a game!
That was a really fun one. And to have the two games like that back to back was really awesome.
So, Game 2. Turn your PJs inside out, boys and girls. Adley Rutschman's coming to town, baby. Woo! Let's go. Long awaited. Orioles Twitter had been on fire for the last 2-3 weeks. Kind of skeptical about what the Orioles were doing with Rutschman. He has a tricep injury.
Yeah.
Early on in spring training, misses a lot of spring training. Probably has an opportunity to make the opening day lineup without the injury. He just storms through the minors on his rehab assignment. I mean, he spends like a week at single A.
At each level.
Yeah, and then to double A. They move him right up to double A. They move him right up to triple A. And then it kind of seemed like they were just waiting for no reason. And a lot of fans, I think, were justifiably frustrated.
Yeah.
Are we seriously going to do the service time manipulation thing here?
Yeah.
With our 1.1
right
pick?
I think Mike Elias was talking about it in today's game, and he was saying, like, we really wanted to get multiple days in a row of him catching to make sure that he was okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he said that was the big thing that we were looking for, and we didn't want him to debut on the road.
Yeah.
And it would have been during the Yankees series, but the Yankees were pummeling us, so it's like, where's the fun in that? And and then the Rays was the sweet spot because they said after that we have a big long road trip, and you don't want to premiere at Yankee Stadium on the road.
No.
And then like the Red Sox series that's after that, it's like what the so they said the Rays was the sweet spot, and it was something really, really special.
So regardless of the outcome of the game, really kind of a magical sort of game.
I have goosebumps.
Me too.
Right now, just
Me
thinking
too.
about it.
As red as his cheeks are, and
His
were,
adorable baby boy cheeks that he
man.
has.
Oh man. But anyway, so he storms through the minors, and then the 2019 first overall pick makes his major league debut. Starts at catcher, which, man. Most of the time when you get a high value catching prospect, if they're worth anything at the plate, you move them to first base or whatever it happens to be. But especially with how young he is, it's nice to have a catcher who can hit.
Yeah.
But
considering that every other team in Major League Baseball doesn't have that.
Doesn't. No, there's very few. But so what was really cool, his first trip out behind the plate, and the crowd gave him like 8 standing ovations. It was really cool.
It was a loaded crowd, and it wasn't a Yankees or a Red Sox game.
True. So
to be noted. And they they talk about it later on. At some point, his first at bat, he strikes out, and it was the loudest applause anyone's ever heard for a strikeout.
Yeah. Well, so.
And I won't give away any.
No.
It's your series.
His first trip out behind the plate as a catcher, I'm sure you saw it. Rutschman he shakes the home plate umpire's hand, and he's standing behind home plate, and he takes a second, and he kind of does a full 360-degree turn. Literally, it was like watching a movie.
Yeah.
Him kind of taking it all in. He takes a deep breath, and then he gets right down to business. Unfortunately, the 2021 Rookie of the Year, Randy, spoils the fun. First inning 2-run blast over the mini monster and left to put the Rays up 2-0 early. So Orioles pitcher Kyle Bradish, he goes 5 innings again, but this time he gives up 5 earned, including another home run from Arozarena. And then Rays starter Jeffrey Springs kind of confounds the Orioles' bats. He kind of
put the lid on us and
he really
never
did.
Opened it again.
Really did. He goes 5 2/3, strikes out 7, only allows 1 hit. But none of that matters at all. I think, and I believe everyone else feels the same way, Rutschman really impresses in his first major league game.
Yeah.
So in his first at-bat, like you mentioned, he strikes out on a changeup, 4 pitches. I wouldn't say he looks lost. He just, normal major league strikeout. And then in his second at-bat, he works a 5-pitch walk in the 5th inning. And then in the 7th, he triples down the right field line.
As Orioles rookies are wont to do.
It was, I think they mentioned it was Machado.
Machado and Weeder.
Weeders. Oh, I do miss that.
I do miss that.
So, really, though, it's double in an error because Brett Phillips kind of fumbled the ball in right field. But
that's not how they scored it. Hey, he's a big-bodied catcher. He needs a triple just to say that he got it.
That's what I'm thinking is that the score, like, could you imagine?
Give it to him. It's 11-1. Come on.
Yeah, in the stadium, they would have, kind of tarred and feathered the scorer.
Yeah.
If they don't give, the rookie sensation a triple on that.
Right, come on, dude.
The Orioles lose it 6-1. Springs gets a second win. Bradish takes his 3rd loss of the year. Doesn't pitch terrible. Just Orioles bats couldn't really get it going. But, man, again, it doesn't matter.
It's all about Rutschman, dude.
And it should be. I mean, he's he's a higher touted prospect than Machado.
Yes.
For anyone who remembers, Machado, I think Machado came up right around with Trout and Harper.
Yes.
And
it was that trio.
To be fair.
To be fair. Shout out to Letterkenny.
Yeah, it's tough to come up with those guys, but man, not projecting forward based on Machado's success, but Machado might be the best player in the National League right now.
He very well might be.
So, but regardless, might even be a bigger. I think the biggest prospect, hype wise, that we've had in a long time is Dylan Bundy, and if it wasn't for injuries,
yeah,
who knows what would have happened with him? But
I feel like Hunter Harvey was in a similar kind of thing where it's like he's gonna be the man if he's not injured for 6 months a year.
I think, regardless.
Yeah, but Bill and Dundee was kind of like the guy.
Yeah, you can't say that Rutschman has lived up to any hype yet, but as we'll see in Game 3 as well, Rutschman. What I love about him is he doesn't swing at anything that he doesn't want to swing at.
There was a thing that they said on TV today, and I hope that you don't have this stat written down about how many pitches he's seen in an at bat.
I was thinking about looking it up, but go ahead.
He's averaging 6 point something. I can't remember the something, but he's averaging 6 pitches in at bat, which, as of your chart that you made earlier, is significantly better, about 3 pitches better than every other player on the Orioles right now.
At least a pitch and a half past when we looked that up than I think it was Ryan McKenna for some reason. But
Right.
then Santander, who at least early in the year, was like leading the American League in walks.
Yeah. And, like, yeah, they said not only that, but Rutschman found himself. So he's had 9 major league at-bats so far this season, counting the second game today, obviously. And of those at-bats, he's gotten down to 0-2 or 1-2. I think they said 7 of them. And he fights off pitches and, like, keeps himself in the at-bat so well. And Jim Palmer, the most honest and direct color commentator in the history of baseball. Like, the Orioles are bad, and Jim Palmer is going to tell you why they're really bad.
Mm-hmm.
As the Orioles commentator, the team hired him to do the thing, and he's going to tell you why they suck. Was like, he just doesn't seem rattled.
No.
Like, he gets down 0-2, and he doesn't seem nervous. Like, he's like, okay.
Spits on breaking pitches. Basically, he doesn't swing
Yeah.
at what he doesn't want to hit.
Yep.
It's incredible.
And his swing on either side
Yeah.
is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so, well, and what's really crazy is, and I saw this when we drafted him. They did a whole, like, little mini video thing about him.
Vinny Midio.
I knew her in high school.
Did you?
Yeah. He has a different swinging technique from either side of the plate. Like, his stance and the way that he follows through is different on either side of the plate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm eager to see him now that he's going to be on Masson every night. I want to like take a.
That brought a smile to my face.
It's pretty special. Now, I can't wait to, like, kind of dissect it a little bit. When he's batting righty, he's kind of a little more spread, a little more like power stance.
Mm-hmm.
Lefty, it's a little bit more compact, a little bit more like
Which
get the
is
bat on the
interesting
ball.
because all of his power's on the left side.
Right. It's really cool. So I'm interested to see that, but I want to save this last comment for the tomorrow's game that you're going to talk about in a sec. Or by tomorrow, I mean today's game. Tomorrow's game compared to the game you just talked about. Because I just think he's already I like him better than I ever liked Manny, and I think what I'll say and what you're probably going to allude to during this game, we'll take care of that. So
Okay.
you do your thing. Going on to game 3.
So here we go. Game 3, Sunday rubber match, classic. Everyone's looking forward to it. Riding the high of the Rutschman debut.
Little League Day.
Oh, man.
They said there were like 7,500 little leaguers and softballers that were there. That's fucking awesome.
So, quick side note. I coached Little League probably about 5 or 6 years ago now with my little cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed Little League Day more as an adult than I ever did as a kid.
I believe that.
Like kind of how Rutschman was like taking it all in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm on the warning track and
you're just
left
like,
field, like, oh my god, like that.
Like,
and all the little kids are like, when can we go home?
And you're like, fuck you, we're not going
you
home.
Piece of shit! I could have been here.
Yeah, I think today was the longest Little League Day in the history of Little League days.
Definitely, none of those kids survived.
Yeah. They needed about 11 bouts of cotton candy to get themselves through this game.
Yeah, absolutely. So top of the first, Spencer with an S.
Spencer with an S. My favorite.
Unfortunately.
Oh, God,
what was the
guy.
Dude's name? Chris Ellis?
Chris Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Casey, Corduroy, Chris Ellis.
Spencer with an S does his best Chris Ellis impression with kind of as bad as a start as you could possibly see. First 2 batters single, right up the middle. And then Choi, not to be outdone, G-Man Choi.
G-Man Choi.
Says, oh, you guys are going to single up the middle? Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to single right off a friggin' Spencer with an S's ribs. And so 3 straight batters to start the game, drill right up the middle, takes a line drive. I forget what elbow, might have been the right elbow.
It was his throwing
arm. Yeah. So Spencer with an S comes out of the game, doesn't record an out.
And truth be told, I'm not even mad about it. Like, he was 3 batters in and got fucking laced on the arm.
Even like we make fun of the Chris Ellis thing too, but it's gonna happen.
Well, the Chris Ellis thing was different too. Like, he was legitimately bad and then left the game.
Well, you can't get much worse than getting drilled. Well, 3 shots right up the middle to start the game.
Well, they had a clear game plan for him. It's like he's gonna leave a ball right there in the plate.
Just sit on
yeah.
But so off of the line drive from Choi that ricocheted. So the ricochet up Urias bobbles. I think it looked worse in real time.
Yeah.
In that I felt Urias could have come to the plate, but he bobbles it. I think the camera angle from the back, you can see like a legitimate bobble. Urias then turns to first, can't get Choi at first. Then Joey Crable comes on. Yeah, no
Spencer
outs.
leaves with a. They confirmed later on that it was a forearm
right
contusion.
Forearm contusion. Yeah, X-rays.
So no broken bones.
Yeah,
thank God.
Good, because for as much shit as we gave him at the beginning of the year, he's been a
solid
corner piece of the rotation.
Yeah.
As important as you could be than even like the top end guys, because he's holding it. He and Tyler Wells holding it down on the back end of the rotation.
Yep.
You can't complain. But
nope.
So Joey Crable comes on, promptly hangs a cutter to Isaac Paredes, crushes it to left field, puts the Rays up 4-0, and at this point I scored game 2. I kept
How could you not?
Kept the scorebook
against
for game
Adley.
2. Yeah, it's kind of adorable because I stapled in, like, I had to print the scorecard because I couldn't find my scorebook, and yeah, so I had to print it, and I kept score on just a printed out copy of a scorebook.
Right.
And today I managed to find my scorebook so I could keep score today, and I have it stapled in there, that kind of thing. So I was keeping score for a couple innings, but right around
right around that home run in the top of the first,
right around that home
the
run,
world's longest top of the first.
I kind of said to myself, I have other things I got to do today.
That's right.
So, I kept watching because I love this team.
Mm-hmm. This is exactly one of those moments where you're like, I can't turn it off yet.
Yeah,
I can't do it yet.
At least have it on in the background.
Right.
So bottom of the first, it is confirmed that Watkins has a right forearm contusion. I'm not sure if they've announced that he's on the
any day
IL
kind
or
of
anything
yeah.
yet, but we'll see. The Orioles do manage to load the bases, but Urias grounds out on a one-handed play by Walls. Pretty nice play to get Urias at first. So then we go to the bottom of the third, 2 outs. My man Ramon, he singles through the hole into left, so Santander scores, and then Rough Ned doubles to right, scoring Ryan Mountcastle.
King of the double swing.
Oh, baby, I want to get with you and take a
does
pitch. Then it's second and third for the Birds, and Two-Face drives him. Oh! Wait a second. It's Randy Arozarena. He makes a pretty amazing diving grab.
He made 2 in the same inning. That was they were just remarkable.
Absolutely.
As much as I hate that guy.
I don't even hate him. I really like him. I feel like if he was on any other American League East team, I would if he was on the Yankees, I would despise his whole face.
Don't even start.
I
with
know.
that.
I'm not going to joke.
It's only a matter
it.
of time.
But and he had a full like foot of clearance from the ground when he made that catch. It was an awesome
Yeah.
catch. Keeps it 4-2. Then we go to the bottom of the fifth. The Rays have made it 5-2 at this point. And then Ryan Mountcastle, he homers into the Orioles bullpen.
Sure does.
Sayonel Pares, he catches the ball on one bounce, but his study is only just beginning. We go all the way to the bottom of the ninth. It's 2-2. 2 out. And with a tempest rolling through, Austin Hayes brings the thunder with a base hit to left field. He brings home Ryan McKenna and Chris Owings, who once again somehow finds his way on base. And the
It
Orioles,
was an accident.
Yeah, total accident. Everyone forgot about
I
him.
think he wandered out to first, and the umpire was like,
No one said anything.
the umpire was like, I don't know how many other times he's going to get this
Is that
opportunity.
guy-
Like, go ahead.
Who is? Oh, never mind.
Like, let it play.
So the Orioles tie it up, and just in time,
6-6, just in time for
and then they bring the tarps out.
just in time for a 50-minute rain delay.
Yep, 50-minute rain delay. Anybody in Baltimore wasn't the worst storm, but it was pretty standard summer thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Then Sayonel Perez, as I mentioned before, he comes in and he shuts down the Rays. He strikes out 3 in 2 innings. Then, in the O's half of the 10th, everything was in place for a dream walk-off.
Yep.
Adley Rutschman, he sends a fly ball at the right field, but
Way back there.
it's called at the warning track. Final out of the inning. Then we go to the bottom of the 11th. Chris Owings, again, manages to do something.
He stumbled onto first.
So he lays down a beautiful bunt. He advances the ghost
It was
runner.
Dynamite bunt.
As good of a sacrifice bunt as you can get.
Yeah, like
Without it being a bunt for a hit.
I saw it make contact with the bat, and I was like, "That's it." Like he did what he was supposed to do. He got him to third.
I forget who I was listening to, but it was last year, like when the Manfred runner was like a novel thing.
Mm-hmm.
And of all the talk that a bunts get, and the kind of the criticism that bunts as a play get, this is the situation for a bunt.
Perfect situation.
Why doesn't everyone bunt every time?
Yeah, dude, you get him to third, and then your next guy hits it as hard as he can.
Statistically,
It's guaranteed win.
Anyway, so Chris Owings lays down an awesome bunt. Ghost runner Rutschman moves over to third, and he puts the game into Rough Ned Adores sweaty palms. And on a 2-2 count, the vivacious Venezuelan reaches out for a changeup and sneaks it under the glove of a charging Giamachoi. He brings in Rutschman, walks off the Rays, ensures a series win for the Orioles. Final score 7-6. Perez takes the win, and the Orioles see their third walk-off in 4 days.
Two of which. Go ahead.
before-
You're going to do it. Yeah, go ahead.
Uh-oh.
We're still going. We're
Okay, good. Sorry, the power went out.
That was fun.
But I have a love letter.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
I'm ready.
Dear Rough Ned, your name may stink, but I smell victory when the bat is in your hands. Was your OPS plus at 26 at some point this year? Yes. But that's neither here nor there. You find yourself up in tight spots and you keep coming through in the clutch. Will you hit it in the rain? Will you drop the bat again? Will you walk it off past Choi? Will you be my fucking boy? Will you take me by the hand? Will you hold me, Rug I am? Love, Kanban.
Oh, man. Kanban. Yeah, that's my first note.
Love watch, baby.
That is my first note for the Rays series is I think Rough Ned might be on permanent love watch.
Chinese
for a while.
jerseys, baby. Chinese jerseys.
I just don't understand. Every hit that he gets it means something.
Yeah.
He walked off it.
Every other at bat is worthless.
Yeah.
But when he hits
no,
the ball,
no
it
one's on
counts.
base. Guaranteed strikeout.
Oh, easily on 2 pitches.
But you know what? I'd rather have a guy like that.
Oh yeah.
It's just.
Then.
I was gonna say Chris Owings. But,
Okay.
But he actually did pretty
Yeah,
good
he
this
did.
game. So, no, he. What I love about him more now than ever is his energy is exactly what this team needs. Like, he has been on the good teams. He's been through the ringer kind of as a player, like gone through a few clubs, and he chose to go to the Orioles this year.
I don't
after
think
being
there
on
was
the
much of a
Yankees.
choice, but I think that's a great point because, his I wouldn't even say antics because it's at least right now on the Orioles, it's not over the top or anything.
Right.
But on the Yankees, he would do meetings on the mound by himself. Who, as a second baseman,
Right.
you're not supposed to call a meeting with the pitcher on the mound by yourself.
Right.
It's out of the ordinary. Doesn't
bizarre,
fly.
some people
Yeah,
would say.
doesn't fly with a team maybe like the Yankees. But with the Orioles, you love that kind of gamer stuff.
Yep.
It's why Rutschman going out to the pitcher after every inning, and you said it earlier, when Rutschman goes out after Cianel Perez, when he goes out and the camera catches him freaking
Yeah.
out.
Well, first off, Cianel Perez is slowly, but not even that slowly, but certainly surely, is turning into my favorite Orioles reliever right now because he is like electric
He's a
as a
hot boy.
personality. He does his thing. He strikes out a guy, and you can hear him on the broadcast go, "Fuck yeah!"
Dude.
He is so into his success. He still has an ERA out of all the things that he's done. He has an ERA below 1.
Yeah.
Still, and
Well, so he
just knowing
Mounties
how
home
fired
run.
up he gets, it's just. And then Rutschman makes it that much better.
Yeah.
Sorry, you keep doing your thing.
no, Mounties home run.
Mm-hmm.
Perez catches
Perez
that on
catches
the bounce.
it, yeah.
But he catches it, and then he turns to the crowd as if he's the Queen of England.
That's right. Like,
And he
thank
waves,
you.
yes, it's
I
me.
did it.
It was my
It
fault.
was I did the thing.
Oh, I love it. I love the personality. But
but
the Orioles,
he strikes out the side,
yeah.
and Rutschman, just being the guy that he is, runs up to greet him. He was DH today, but they pinch hit Hayes
Right.
for Chirinos.
Which
God fucking love Hayes. I love that guy so much.
he just wants to play baseball.
I just want to play ball, and he does it every time, dude. He plays ball every time.
every time.
Every time he has the opportunity to play ball, he
he
does.
does. He never doesn't play ball.
Correct. And it was a scheduled day off. And when they say, like, one of our big players, like Mullins or Hayes, like, it's a scheduled day off for them. It's like they're pinch hitting in the 9th. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Mhm.
And, he did it, and it was great. And he knocks in the 2 tying runs. And I don't know if it was that I didn't expect him to do that, but it was more like I just assumed that we were going to lose this game after the first inning. And Hayes proved me wrong, and I'm so glad he did because fucking love that guy. And, Perez comes in, shuts him down, and Rutschman runs out to meet him.
Clifford the big red dog, man.
And they are, they're hugging, they are screaming, and clearly, like, lip readable on the Masson cameras, like, let's fucking go. And
Can we petition something?
yeah,
Adley the big red dog. Because of how
because
red
of his
cheeks are.
I'm down with it.
Okay.
Him and his beautiful hair, like like just seeing him run up, because Perez is always hot-headed. Like,
Oh,
he is
yeah.
always like, fucking let's go. But, Chirinos and Anthony Bempu just run right off the field and just like, give me the dugout. And Rutschman's out there like clearly supporting the guy who he's catching from. And like, I can't describe what I saw accurately and how it made me feel exactly, but I saw it happen and got goosebumps head to toe. I was like, I feel like that's something really special. That
I was cooking dinner when I was watching the extra innings.
Yeah,
And
me too.
oh, that's wow. Hey, do you come often? But so
Every day.
I'm at least once. But I'm cooking dinner, and it's just me watching the game.
Right? Yeah.
Kayla doesn't give a shit,
Of course not.
and
I've been trying to make Amanda give a shit all week, and I was like, this guy is the next guy. Like, you have to watch. And she's like,
I said this.
okay.
I said the same thing to Kayla about. Oh, it was so cool. Rutschman, he's the first overall pick. And
Right? Yeah.
and she was on
The
her
best
phone,
catcher
like,
since Johnny Bench.
But so it's just me, and I'm cooking and chopping up veggies and stuff, and Perez gets a strikeout, and I'm like, let's go see you now, woo, like that.
Right.
And it's just me by myself, like, come on, baby, you got it, like that kind
Yeah.
of thing. Like, that shit only happens when I'm invested in. And Rutschman has been the catalyst for that.
It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
And because I think about, and not just like our last prospects, or not just like Wieters as like the last catcher that we got.
Wait.
But like, Wieters did his thing, and like a remarkable fielding catcher. Like
Pretty
like
damn good
pretty
career.
fucking damn good as a fielding catcher, and like a decent switch hitting catcher.
Couldn't call a game.
Let's not talk about it. But like Adley comes in there, and he's running up to the mound to like congratulate the guy who's throwing him pitches, and he is so genuine. Like, this whole weekend has just been like so genuine. Like you mentioned it in game 2. He walks out there, he kind of takes it all in. It was so wholesome because he like. You could tell that it was clearly everything he's dreamed of since he was 4 years old, whatever. Like, it was just so beautiful, and he got 2 hits in 2 games. He also got 3 walks in 2 games.
I think that's the most impressive thing.
And as a rookie, especially as a rookie with his first 2 major league starts,
An actual rookie,
like a
not
bona fide rookie.
not like he came up in August, had
Nah, it's May.
yeah,
Like, he's here for the long haul, and like he's just like, his personality fits in. We've been talking about it all night. Like, I don't care that we're 8 games beyond that we're 8 games under 500. Like, I fucking love this team. I love the fight. I love the will. I love the attitude. Throw up the goggles, whatever. And he fits in perfectly with this whole team mindset. Like, and I can't wait for his first home run, and he gets to put on that chain, and he's going to be the happiest Adley ever, and his cheeks are going to be the reddest they've ever been.
Adley, the big red dog,
the
baby.
big red cheeks. I love that guy.
I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I was gonna type a Dear Adley love letter, and I forgot to.
All right, so we're running relatively long here.
It's only been 2 hours.
That's true, and it feels shorter than some of the other ones.
Correct.
All right, so why don't we end it here? Tomorrow we've got Lyles versus Cole in New York. Do you want to put something up for the score?
Yes.
Okay. So let's take a second.
Okay.
Let's. I mean, I'm not gonna think. I'm just gonna say some random score.
Okay. I'll do the same.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right.
I think the Orioles are going to lose,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it's going to be like an 8-7 endeavor. I think it's going to be a high-scoring thing.
Okay.
And not necessarily because I think Cole is going to give it up. I just think that after today, another walk-off, and Adley's traveling with us, and, we like the lineup for the past 2 days, specifically Saturday. Mullins in leadoff, Hayes second, Santander third, Mancini fourth, Mountcastle fifth, Rutschman sixth, Nevin seventh, Odor eighth, and Mateo ninth. I love that lineup. And if we can do that, if we can, copy that lineup on for the majority of this Yankee series,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna put up a good amount of runs. But like we said earlier, the Yankees are a fucking little league park, and
Little League Park.
Giancarlo and Aaron Judge and probably fucking Rizzo, that straight up ball hitting this motherfucker, is gonna have a field day with some of our pitching, because who's all pit. So Lyles is tomorrow against Cole.
Then it's Zimmerman Montgomery.
I feel like that matchup has happened like 3 times already this year.
I think so too.
And then Tyler Wells versus whoever the shit.
Is it Nestor?
It just says TBD. Like Timbuktu. Don't.
I won't.
But I think it's going to be an interesting series, because I think it's going to be closer than the last 4-game series was. But I think the first game is going to be 8-7 Yankees.
5-3 Orioles. All of the scoring doesn't happen until the 7th inning or later.
I love that.
I feel like Cole's just going to come out and dominate.
Yeah.
And then gets into a little bit of trouble. Maybe like early on in the 7th.
Leaves with 2 guys on, kind of thing.
Maybe something like that. Lyles just eats up innings.
I fully expect him to go 7 innings.
Me too.
Every start.
All right.
But mostly that one now.
All right, so you have the Yankees winning. I have the Orioles winning. What do you want to put up?
Well, I mean, it's got to be a 6-pack, right?
All right. Next episode.
Next episode. So, Yankees win.
Well,
I get a 6er.
okay.
Yankees win. I'll get a 6er of Be More Hazy. Orioles win. You get a 6er of
Be More Hazy.
Be More Hazy, because it's the best beer on the planet.
It's very good.
So, but we're supposed to play every team in our conference 19 times a year,
Conference.
right? In our division. Sorry, we're supposed to play them each 19 times, right?
No.
18 times.
Oh, like games, not series.
Sorry, games.
Yeah.
Yes,
I think so.
19 series
something
against
like that.
It's something like 18-19.
It's a good year.
18-19. Shut the fuck up. We play the Yankees 3, 6, 10. This will be, after this series, it'll be 13 of the 19 games. We have played them already. Still haven't seen the Blue Jays, and I heard
Nope.
that we're not going to see them until like fucking June 13th.
Yeah. I'll be 30.
That you will be. The big
30's the new 12.
Yeah. You don't even got the hair on your
You don't
balls.
got ball hairs.
And on that note,
Mm-hmm.
it's been real.
Yeah, it has.
What a fun weekend.
Man. It was a great time.
Like the Yankee series kind of sucked, but
Yeah, it was poo-poo.
but then it ended
Cock-eye.
into the greatest series
Oh,
ever, and it's Rutschman time. Like
it's
nothing.
Rutschman time.
Like we could lose out the rest of the season, and I probably
No.
not. No. We
that
won't.
would suck.
That would
so
be
many
the
balls.
worst. So many balls. But no, dude, it's Rutschman time. I'm just so happy that it's him, and we're doing it.
Yeah.
I could hardly reach that. I was like, all right. Until next time.
Bye.
Love you.